All right, everybody, let's get started with Wilfried.
Good morning.
Morning.
Just get it out of the way. Wes Goalie posted a picture of him just working out this past week. Just how is he on track of recovery and possibly returning at some point in the playoffs?
Same as last week. Everything is okay.
And the same for Mel?
Yeah.
Now, going on, when you look back at Game 2, what is something you kind of want to see this team continue and bring into this must-win Game 3?
No, I think between the first game and the second game, everything is connected. We had a good game the first game, but we didn't play with discipline. And the second game, we had a good game and we played with discipline. What does it mean, discipline for me? Is win the little moments, win the little battles. What does it mean? This is for me individually, show the good moment, be available for his teammate, run together to offer solutions, and play with creativity. And defensively is be front foot like we like to do. So this is what I call discipline. So and we were so good with that. And because of the first game, we were better for the second game. So the third game is going to be a new game, a new battle, and we're going to have to be good to create the momentum like we did by winning the little moments that we had, and running, fighting, and be good also with this discipline.
I know you said it's a new game, but how important is it to continue that connectivity from the first game to the second game to the third, that you continue doing those little things?
Yeah, like I said, it doesn't change for us, to be honest. It's going to be a second do or die. So the second game was a do or die, and the last game is going to be the same. So we know the context. We know that Cincinnati will come really strong, and us too. So it's going to be a good game.
You mentioned after the game, in regards to Dylan's goal on the set piece, it's something you've been waiting for. But you guys also had strong set pieces with the during the row corner kicks, and just had some close calls there. How important is it to capitalize and take advantage of those set pieces in Game 3?
We have the same commitment every game to be good on the set pieces, and on this game we work. So because we haven't changed a lot regarding the first game and the second game, but I think that we hit the target in a better way.
Talking to Taha today, he spoke about how him, Hugo, and Diego were kind of always shifting up front and switching the positions at some points in the final third. Why was that a strategy you decided to go with, and do you feel like it kind of created doubt in Cincinnati's defense?
To be honest, we want to move every time like this. Sometimes we connect, sometimes we move well, but the ball doesn't reach the player. Sometimes when they reach the player in position, they lose the ball. And on this game, everything was connected. So again, we haven't changed a lot regarding that. This is more about, like I said, I talk about the flow. We had this flow because we were able to win, this kind of little moments, and we create the momentum by being good individually. That's why I remember an action where Max received the ball, and he had a good movement technically, and after that he wanted to pass the ball, and the ball bounced on the opposition, and he went out for us throwing. First game, he did the same, but he didn't aim the player. It was a throw-in he was not good enough. So my point is, sometimes we cannot explain everything. There is a kind of flow that players feel good, and we have to try to surf on that, knowing that it's going to be difficult. But this is the objective.
And just where's your mental state right now? I know you said before the last game, it's kind of hard for you to feel all those emotions because you're so focused and locked in. Is that the same going into Game 3?
Yeah, but last weekend I was feeling good, and was focused, but I was feeling good. And this week is the same. I feel good. The player too, so this is good.
How do you balance kind of feeling, letting those emotions be involved in the game, but being locked in?
We're going to be ready at the kickoff. We don't need to think about the game and to try to do the game before the game. We're going to do what we usually do, feel good and have good emotion, good momentum, and we'll see on the result.
Thank you.
How are you feeling this week? You were sick last week.
Yeah, I'm feeling a bit better. So I still have the Barry White voice, but it's okay.
Great. I did a little research on French culture and money talk yesterday. I learned that there's not a lot of talk about money in the French culture.
No.
However, since I'm not French, I thought I'd bring it up. Since his roster is the fourth most expensive in the league, the Cruz is number 11. Since his roster of starting 11 players on Sunday night was valued at 40% more than the Columbus starting 11. You beat them and limited them to no shots on frame. And with the exception of Hugo Picard, your starting 11 was made up of players who were a part of the roster back in February when you lost two high-profile players, and you and Issa sat in front of everybody and said, "We believe in this roster." I mean, if there's a time to say "I told you so," you could say it now. I know you're not a braggart, but you have to think to yourself, we were right back in February.
Listen, I think that we did our due diligence, you know, with the front office, with the ownership, and with my staff. And I don't like assumption, you know, and I like to see fact. And for me, the first day when we came back, obviously, yes, we didn't have all the players because it was not done. I mean, but the energy, the way we train, the way they behave individually, the way they try to win the ball back by running 70 yards back to win the ball, the way that they were upset when they didn't finish to score, the way they was moving between the line to play with personality, the way they were with try to win this kind of little moments, it was a no-brainer for me to say that, because it was a fact that we were doing good things, you know. And after that outcome, as you know me, I don't know, but I knew that we were able to compete. So again, I'm not surprised. Yes, you talk about money and so on, but listen, my life has been like this, me individually, you know. I don't like to compare myself with other people, because every day there is the moon and the sun. I mean, so why I'm going to compare myself to other people? I know what I want to do. I try to put an environment where I am with my staff or with the people, with my players, to create, to do things, to try things, and compete. I'm going to stay polite, and I want my team to be limitless, and this is something that I do. And to be honest, again, I'm not the more expressive guy on the pitch, but I was emotional the last game, because, like I told you, it's not easy to do that. It's not easy to do that, and it's not easy also to play in this kind of context. But I know that my player wants to do well, and for me, we are ready to compete all the way. So we'll see. But yeah, this is our story. This is who we are. Doesn't mean that we don't want to improve the team. We want to improve the team every time, but we want to do it in a smart way. Doesn't mean that the other team doesn't do it in a smart way. I mean, this is the way we work, and I'm pleased with that.
Yeah. I think the fact that you brought the entire roster along with you in your thinking from February is a real credit to your coaching staff and to the club in general.
Thank you.
You haven't played but 41 games this year. You played 50 last year at this time. I asked Steven because Steven was banged up at that point and not feeling 100%. Do you get a sense that your squad feels differently, and is it in part due to the fact that you've played fewer games?
This is difficult to compare because in terms of data, I don't have the data, the exact numbers, but in terms of sprint and the way we run, we are the best team. We are the best team, and if we compare with last year and the year before and so on, this is amazing what we do in terms of sprint, in terms of the intensity that we put. This is, you can do your research and you'll see. So I haven't rotated a lot this year, so means that we have players that they reach already, you know, the numbers that they reach at the end of the year. Last year. Yeah. So that's why we have to be not smart, but we have to try to anticipate, you know. So that's why this week and the last 2 weeks have been you know, rest, regen, more individual, you know, focusing, you know, regarding a few players, because they have to feel good and they have to just go back, you know, because emotionally, for example, it was a big game, so we try to find ways also to train, but to do something different. So obviously, Steven also did many games, many minutes. If we had with the national team and so on, Pacherty was the same. You know, he was injured this year, but he had also new experiences. You know, regarding the national team, regarding all the new statue that he has and so on. So there is a lot of new things for many players, because this is not the same as last year, and the competition also is higher. The level, I think, in his conference this is high level. So we're on the right path. Really proud of what they can do, and yeah, we try to. We have learned also about last year, so we try to be a little bit better, you know, regarding the way we do the day-to-day, you know, with the players and so on. But yeah, it's a good challenge.
I'm curious, and this may be nothing, but I noticed that I got the starting 11 for both teams on Sunday night sooner than I normally do.
Oh yeah, I didn't
up
know.
In the booth. And I was wondering if, when in the locker room, you guys find out who the opponent is starting, if there's any sort of discussion about matchups.
It's a good and funny question, because I've been assistant coach for many years, as you know, and I work with maybe 5 or 6 or 7 coaches in Montreal. And we are all different. And I remember that few coaches in Montreal, they were waiting the lineup of the opposition, like sometimes like it was a Christmas gift, or sometimes like it was, wow, the end of the world. Game day, usually I'm pretty calm and composed, because I cannot change anything.
Right.
So I believe that, we try to do what we need to do during the week, and game day is just freshness, adapt to the situations, and try to do as the best as we can. So sometimes Max, my video analyst, could be a bit disappointed, you know, when he gives me the team. I have no reaction, because we are ready for everything and try to adapt also regarding everything. So he can change for set pieces, yes.
Sure.
We need to adjust, and my staff is so good to adjust quickly. But after that, if they decide to put another player in this position because they want to attack this way, okay, we are ready for that, and if we need to adjust, we adjust.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You talked about the belief in your roster, Wilfried, and one of the changes that was made was a high-profile acquisition of Daniel Gazdag. Can you talk about how the evolution of how you're using Daniel Gazdag? Because it's different now than it was, and I'm just speaking in terms of minutes, than it was.
No, it's difficult for Daniel, and it's difficult also for me, because I really like Daniel as a person and also as a player. He had good moments. My job was to be patient with him, and I still believe that he's gonna help us. And but I need also to make decisions. But Daniel is important for us because first of all, he's a good player, and second of all, also he's able to do good things. But he's struggling also the recycle, at this moment for players or coaches sometimes when it's difficult a bit, So, but I'm still confident with him. I know that he can provide, but for the moment, he starts on the bench. But for me, the bench players are not sub; they are solutions. And for me, this is the way I see it.
What has your focus been this week? Is it any different than what it was last week?
No,
Mentally or tactically?
No, this week, honestly, during the practice, we did nothing. We just try to keep it simple, ask the player what they want to do, because emotionally was a big game, so they needed a third day, to just go back on track. So today, you have 15 minutes, the first 15 minutes.
We'll take more if you'd like to.
So you can stay if you want. There is no problem. You can stay for all the practice because
Thank you.
it's gonna be a regen. So no problem with that.
So it's really about fun and clearing their mind and just keeping them moving?
Yeah, fun. It's just about having good vibes, having good energy, and we try to split the group. We try to individualize, also what we need to do for a few players. And tomorrow we're gonna go back on track, and this time we're gonna have only the first 15 minutes.
Do you prefer from decision day, it was to game 1, it was 8 days, and then I think it's 6 between game 2 and game 3. Do you prefer the longer or the shorter period?
I'm okay. The most important is to have enough days, to rest. After that, the schedule is a bit weird, but this is the way it is. I know why, and I try to do the best as I can. But no, I'm okay with that.
First half hour of game 2, was Cincinnati doing anything differently from what they did in game 1 in your view?
No, to be honest, no. They try to. No, honestly, they try at certain moment to press less, I would say.
Yeah.
But in few moments they try to press a bit higher. They try to play out from the back. They did it also first game, and at certain moments they play long. So no, I think that it's us. I think that we had a really good performance, like we did during the year, regarding few games. But for sure, they're going to prepare something for the third game.
You spoke so much about execution after game 2 and compared it to game 1. Was that? Is it as simple as saying that's your execution in game 2 was why you handled their press so much better?
Yes, definitively yes. Because I told you when I watched the first game, if we were better in execution, we could have been many times on a 1v1 or 2v1 or 4v2 with the goalkeepers, but we didn't do it well for different reasons. But on this game, the brain controlled everything, and the mindset that we had was the same as the first game, but we all connected in the same way. So that's why we were able to have this kind of momentum, rhythm, and so on. So it's going to be interesting to see if we are able to do it the third game.
It will be interesting.
Yeah.
Très.
Très intéressant.
Great.